Attention, Arsenal fans! Saka has just made history and broke a record that stood for almost 90 years. And in the meantime, Gyokeres' agent reveals an unbelievable behind the scene of the negotiation with Arsenal that will leave your jaw dropping. And there's more. Gabriel Martinelli surprises everyone with an unexpected recognition. And the reason will move you. If you're a real gooner, stay with me until the end because what I'm going to tell you now could completely change the way you see this season. You won't want to miss this. And let's move on to today's news, but first, just check if you're already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to Arsenal, the Gunners. Turn on the notification bell and select the All option. Once that's done, we'll send you everything last minute that comes out of Arsenal's back rooms. Gunners, we have a goal of likes to reach this video of 140 likes. In the last video, we reached the goal in less than an hour. Prove that you are a real Gunners and leave a like so we can reach this goal soon. Historic night for Arsenal and for Bukayo Saka himself. Against Wales on the Wembley stage, the number 7 did something that was only seen in old books. He surpassed a record that had stood for almost 9 decades. He is now the all-time leading English goal scorer for Arsenal, with 13 goals, surpassing Cliff Baston, whose record had stood since the 1930s. The moment that ball entered the top corner, Saka not only celebrated another goal, but wrote his name in the annals of club and country. For those who follow this trajectory, it may not seem so shocking, but at 24 years old, few are able to embrace this responsibility and still evolve as he has. In the match, the English took a 3-0 lead in the first 20 minutes with goals from Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins, and of course Saka. It was a dominant display, even with the likes of Kane and Bellingham out of the starting lineup. And Saka's goal was a painting. He adjusted, cut, and filled his foot with skill in the angle. Classic Saka moment. After the game, he spoke with unexpected humility. He said that the start of the season was difficult for him because of an injury that killed his rhythm a little, but that little by little he has been feeling stronger and more in tune. He recalled that he is not yet at his peak. I'm not at my best yet, but I'm getting there. And that the streak of 3 consecutive games scoring goals gives him confidence to continue growing. Thomas Tuchel also addressed his topic. The coach praised Saka's moment, but made it clear that no one has a guaranteed place, that it is necessary to fight, show consistency, and overcome injuries. He mentioned that Noni, in his absence, had delivered excellent performances, and that this internal competition raises everyone's level. Tuchel said that Saka still needs to regain physical and mental rhythm, but that when he is at his peak, he will be one of the pillars of the England team. Meanwhile, behind the scenes at the club, another name is gaining prominence: Viktor Gyökeres. His agent participated in a podcast in Sweden and released some interesting revelations about the process that led to his transfer to Arsenal. He said there were big offers from Saudi Arabia, tempting proposals, but that it was always Arsenal in Gyokeres' plans. He also said that Sporting negotiated with Manchester United behind the scenes. It was an intense race, but that Arsenal had the patience, strategy, and respect to make the deal work. Declare I'm a Gunner if you support the team in any situation, victory or defeat. These behind the scenes bring 2 facets: the club's ambition to look for strong attackers and the trust that Gyokeres places in the Gunner project. Praise for Arsenal was constant. It was the club that was always on the radar, said the agent, and this points to a personal bond stronger than a simple contract. Afterwards, Martinelli appeared on the scene defending his partner. He stated that he believes in his colleague, that he sees quality in what Gyokeres can deliver, and that his presence only tends to strengthen the offensive team. This moment of renewal is not limited to Gyokeres. Gabriel Martinelli also shines, and some say he is experiencing a kind of resurgence this season. He was voted Player of the Month for September by Arsenal fans, with 54% of the vote. He scored goals in important matches, against Manchester City, against Athletic Club, and against Olympique, showing that he can be decisive in big games. What is impressive is that all this recognition comes at a time when, during the summer, many people were questioning his future at the club. There were voices calling for his departure, saying he was not indispensable. Martinelli saw this, knew this, but he reacted with performance and presence, responses with the ball at his feet. Inside the locker room, he represents this bridge between generations, who was the base at the time of Arsenal's reconstruction and who now takes the lead. The fans recognize this, and today he is a beloved figure, but also a demanding figure. And he seems aware of this pressure, accepting it as part of the path. Returning to Saka, this record with the English team not only yields marks, but symbolizes something bigger. He is building a narrative, an Arsenal player who projects himself as a national reference. This affects identity, pride, club, and nation stories. As it moves towards surpassing century-old milestones, the club promotes moves to strengthen the team and maintain that competitive aura. Gyokeres' arrival, Martinelli's affirmation, Saka's form, everything converges towards a season in which Arsenal want more than to participate, wants to star. The stage is set, a cast with weight, with rhythm, with identification. But nothing will be delivered on a platter. The injuries, the fluctuations in form, the decisive moments will still come. And that is where the true giants are measured. For those on this side, supporter, fan, enthusiast, this phase generates expectations. What will be the next chapter? Will Gyokeres explode already? Will Martinelli maintain this level? Will Saka go for more records? Say, strike Arsenal, if you think the squad will react and win the next games. There are also those who still doubt, those who say that Arsenal don't have the guts to maintain their level on both fronts, Premier League and Champions. But inside the club, the speeches are different. Internally, there is conviction. Arteta, although discreet, is more confident than ever. The way the team is responding to adversity, the intensity in training, and the unity of the group are signs of something special. The presence of players like Declan Rice, Gabriel Martinelli, and even the rejuvenated Zinchenko gives the team layers of competitiveness that have been missing in previous seasons. And as much as there are those who criticize some decisions, such as the rotation of strikers, it is clear that the Spanish coach has a long-term plan. On the emotional side, seeing Saka shine for England moves the fan in a unique way. It's proud to see one of our own stand out on the biggest stage. But it's also fear. That fear that one day a European club, one of the giants, might make an offer they can't refuse. And here comes the question of the project. Arsenal needs to keep growing, winning, convincing, to keep its best assets. On the field, the players show that they are buying into this idea. Martinelli, who many thought was out of the question, is now the player who dribbles and shoots the most from the left wing in the league. Gyokeres, despite not having found the net frequently, is active, bothers defenses, presses like few others. And Saka, there's no need to comment. When he's in shape, he's the team's offensive heart. Right, I trust the shirt, if you think the Gunners will turn things around. This offensive trio could be the difference of the season. Even more so with Odegaard's return to ideal rhythm and the regularity that Ben White offers on the right side. Defensively, Ramsdale also grew again, silencing some criticisms that arose at the beginning of the year. The fans are increasingly involved. Whether at home or away, the support has been overwhelming. And that's not a detail. At decisive moments, the support from the stands changes the atmosphere of the game. Players like Jorginho have already commented on this. It seems like we have one too many. And speaking of decisive moments, what's coming is promising. The next clashes could define the course of the season. There are key games in the Premier League, direct clashes at the top of the table, and the Champions League returns soon with a very tough duel, and the fans want an answer. If the team responds as it has been doing, the title dream stops being bar talk and becomes reality. And that's why every piece of information, every update, every behind-the-scenes story matters. The fans need to know, they need to be involved. Write Gunner from Heart if you are ready to support the team until the end of the season. And speaking of being up to date, just wait and see what comes in the next news story. The situation involving the contract of one of the starters could explode at any time. There are details that have not yet come to light, but that will give you something to talk about. And yes, we will bring everything exclusively in the next video. You'll want to be here when this airs. And look, before closing, pay attention to what I'm going to tell you now, because this isn't just another piece of news, it's a warning. A clear sign that something is brewing behind the scenes at Arsenal. The season has barely really started, and there is already a player breaking a historic record for the national team, another silencing critics with a ball in the net, and a reinforcement being revealed as the club's personal and non-negotiable choice, even with insane offers arriving from everywhere. This is not coincidence, it is not chance, it is not luck. This is design. This is Arsenal warning that they are tired of hitting the post, and it will come heavy. Do you still doubt how far can this team go? Do you still think Arsenal will fall in the final stretch like they have done before? So answer me. How do you explain Bukayo Saka, who breaks records at just 24 years old and hasn't even reached his peak yet? How do you ignore a Martinelli who was overlooked in the market and is now the player of the month? How do you doubt a club that bypassed United and Real Madrid to sign Gyokeres because the player only wanted Arsenal? The truth is that Arsenal are different, more mature, more prepared, stronger. And if you blinked, you missed it. Because from now on, every detail matters. Each game can be what defines whether we will lift the trophy or just clap for the others again. And here, on this channel, you will have it all. Before. With more context, with more emotion. The truth that the mainstream media doesn't tell you about. This is the Arsenal News Today channel, the best Arsenal channel in the world. And if you've made it this far, you already understand the level. So don't waste time, Gooner. Go now to the exclusive playlist I prepared for you. There you have all the latest hot news, behind the scenes, transfer rumors, the latest controversies and analysis that you won't find anywhere else. Everything is already there waiting for you. Just click on the link set in the comments or on the final screen of this video. Comment, "Game is War," if you think the next clash will be decisive for the season. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel now and activate the bell with the all option checked. Because if you miss the next video, you could end up falling behind in the debate with your fellow fans. And get ready, because the next news could change the course of the season, and I'll be here to tell you. See you there.